JP Morgan talks U.S. debt crisis. We have a bunch of Fed speak we need to review before the next Fed meeting, and a lot of key consumer earnings, and most of them not very good. Let's get into it. Let's start with JP Morgan. JP Morgan was talking about our $38 trillion national debt crisis. And according to JP Morgan, the only way out is to push up inflation and perhaps even erode Fed independence. Folks, this is not a recipe for success. Again, I think when I think about the national debt crisis, no question, inflation has to be a key part of it. Also, you can get some productivity. You could spend less. Hello, government. But when you talk about eroding Fed independence, that is very dangerous. I think you invite the bond vigilantes to strike, and that could be very detrimental. Folks, if you don't recall, I think it was about 6 or 8 weeks ago, we had, I forget what the actual thing was in the economy. Let me see if I can remember. I don't remember what it was, but something happened and bond rates jumped like 11 or 12 basis points in an afternoon. That was the bond vigilantes basically saying they're not happy. And as a country with 38 heading to 39 trillion in debt, we can't have that, right? Rates would be too high and it would just implode. So again, we got to be careful sometimes what we wish for. Let's go on to some earnings first, then we'll hit Fed after that. Target, not doing well. Misses again, cuts outlook. Shoppers are looking for deals and making less trips. Lowe's, kind of following Home Depot in lowering full year guidance among economic uncertainty. Flip side, TJX. TJX had a blowout quarter and actually raised guidance. The difference, obviously, is TJX is a discount retailer. CEO goes on to say, holiday season is off to a strong start, and wealthier shoppers are trading down. Next up, we got Viking, again, Viking Cruise Line. Double-digit revenue growth with expanding margins. That's a good day. 2026 season is 70% sold out already, which is a pretty nice place to be. And 2025 is 97% sold out. So Viking seems to be clicking on all cylinders again. If you've never been on a Viking cruise, it is, how should I say, slow, and it's a river cruise. It's not an ocean cruise. It's a river cruise. So do with that what you will. Did see a record painting sell. I wonder what this means. The art market, if you don't know, has been dead for 18 months or so, but Gustav Klimt just sold a painting, or an owner of a Gustav Klimt just sold a painting at Sotheby's for $236.4 million. Wow. Can you imagine a painting going for $236 million? Crazy. We did get an update on Austin real estate. I love Austin real estate just because it's kind of that vortex of pain. But Danielle Fountain, once again, bringing the heat. Somebody I follow on X or Twitter. October sales in Austin, 686 sold. That is up 7.2%. Average was 836, up 4%. Days on market, a little bit faster, 69 versus 70. So again, it does look like the Austin real estate market may have bottomed. Again, transactions up, price up, days on market down, which is interesting. Don't forget today, folks, we have a very important session in school. We did hit 500 members. Thank you again. But we are going to have Jason Pritchard and Ty on to talk about Get Rich in 2026. Again, I think there's a lot of things changing in the real estate market. A lot of investors haven't really looked at pre-foreclosures in a long time, so we're going to talk to both the gentlemen about that. We're going to talk about mailers. We're going to talk about systems, talk about buy box. Really, we'll talk about anything you would like, but I think getting these legends in front of you will hopefully allow you to ask your questions, because everybody's question is different, but also set some good guidelines for 2026. So be there. Let's have some fun. Bring your questions too. It's tough to get these guys, certainly tough to get their busy schedules lined up, but we made it happen for you. BXP Chief, which is an office REIT, says that the office sector has bottomed. But get this, folks. He says that some buildings simply need to be demolished. Why does he say the office sector is bottomed? Well, he points at the fact that Q3 vacancy, it dropped. So again, more spaces being leased. So vacancy dropped in Q3. We did get another earnings that I missed earlier. Sorry about that. Lazy Boy beat top line and bottom line and actually opened 15 new stores in the quarter. I had no idea Lazy Boy was moving and grooving like that. 15 new stores. Zillow reports that home prices are falling in half the nation. That is the biggest share since 2012. NAR, National Association of Realtors, expects home sales to jump 14% in 2026. 14%. Could I see 14%? Let's assume it's 4 million. 14%. Ooh, that's a big jump. I'm not sure I would go. I'll take the under. I'll take the under. I do think sales go up. As you know, I said the bottom was in August, and that call is looking amazing. But I'm not sure you get 14% in 2026. Might be more like 10. Yeah, I'd feel better at 10. So I'll take the under, NAR. We'll see what happens. Now let's get into Fed speak. We got a lot of Fed speak yesterday. Again, all of this is important because the Fed is divided. Some want to, some don't. Some are in the middle. So let's talk about it. Fed President Barkin first. December rate cut is not a foregone conclusion. Growth in the workforce might be headed to zero. Ouch. Lower rates might boost demand for homes, but they won't fix the supply issue. Yes, if we spark demand without fixing supply, we know how that party ends. And the job market is weaker than data suggests. I think that's important to understand. And that's what we're really seeing from some Fed presidents. Some folks are worked on the job market. Some are worried about inflation. Very clear lines. But yes, it is getting interesting. Fed President Waller. Fed needs to do a better reason than inflation's been high for 5 years not to cut. Again, folks, never forget that Waller is in the running for the Fed chair. He wants to cut. He wants to show Trump that he's willing to cut. So he's basically taking on the number one reason for the bears or the hawks. Basically, the hawks are saying inflation has been above 2% for 4 years. It's not time to give up. And Waller's like, no, that you need a better reason than that. So you can see they're going after each other now. A 25 basis point cut will not get job growth back where it was. Again, talking labor. We should be paying more attention to the labor market, not inflation. Again, clearly pointing at the hawks. Companies talking about more layoffs. And then finally, I support a 25 basis point cut in December. Lastly, we did get a comment from Fed President Jefferson. Risks have shifted in recent months, with downside risk greater on employment. Again, you are seeing some very clear lines here. Folks, a couple of quick things. I meant to do this yesterday, but I forgot, so I apologize. Craig and Michaela, congratulations on getting your next deal. Your card will go in the mail. If you don't know what these are, folks, I send out 2 different colors. Gold cards for your first deal, black cards for every deal you close thereafter. You can get as many of these as you would like. In fact, some people have 5, 6, 7 of these. You can only ever get 1 gold card. But again, congratulations, Craig and Michaela. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Your card will go out today. Folks, again, 4 o'clock today, Pacific, Inside School. You get the opportunity to talk with 2 legends, actually, hopefully 3, myself included. Ty, Jason, myself. Bring your questions. Let's talk about real estate. Let's talk economy. Let's talk systems, processes, whatever you want. We'll be there for you. And of course, don't forget that Steadily is landlord insurance only. And it is your job as a landlord and owner of real estate to make sure you're getting the best coverage at the best rate. Check the link in the description. See if they can help you. They've helped Olivia and I about 60% of the time. So, folks, have a great day. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, So we will be going live at 7 a.m. tomorrow. The daily financial news on Thursday is at 7 a.m. So I will see you there. Have fun. Take care. Later.